G'day there, welcome back to day 4 of the Etsy Shop Spring Clean Challenge. My name's Jess Van Den. I've been running my Etsy shop Ethereal since 2008 and I've been fully self-employed, making my jewellery and teaching other makers how to succeed since 2010. Today we are going to talk about another very important part of your shop, and that is your policies and your FAQ section. Something important to note with Etsy: the policies section is only somewhat editable, and the FAQs don't actually count as policies, even though you might use that section to add in what you personally consider are your policies. On my own website, a bunch of the stuff that's in the FAQ section on Etsy is part of my policies, but just so you know, Etsy doesn't officially recognize the stuff in your FAQ section as policies. So it's really important that in the policy section, you have the most important stuff up to date. Now, just as with your about section I mentioned on day 2, same thing with your policies. Having this filled in will give your shop a little boost in Etsy search. Etsy likes shops that are fully fleshed out, and that's what it wants to show its customers. So if you haven't already finished this section, today you're going to get it done. And if you have already got your policies and your FAQs done, today's a chance to review them and make sure they are still accurate and up to date. So first of all, have a look through your policies section. Is everything there accurate? Do you need to update anything, change anything? Has stuff happened since you set those policies up that have made you rethink the policies that you have in place? It's going to be different for everybody, so just make sure that that is all updated and relevant for right now. Especially if you change things during the COVID pandemic. I mean, we're still technically in the COVID pandemic, but things are slowly getting back to normal. You may need to tweak some of the details here because of that. Same thing in your FAQ section. So when we look at your FAQ section, what you want to do here is exactly what it says on the tin. You want to answer your customers' frequently asked questions. Now, if you've been in business a while, this will be easier because you will be used to seeing the same questions come up over and over again. If you're a newbie, however, you may not really know what questions your customers might have unless you sit down and think through it. Or another trick you can use is go and look at your competitors and people who are doing similar stuff to you, see what they have in their FAQs, because they've probably come up against problems that you're going to face down the line. So have a read through of what you have got in your FAQs. Again, make sure it's up to date. If there's anything in there that has monetary value or time bound value, like for example, you might have something in your FAQs about missing items. Maybe during the pandemic you extended the missing items time frame. Maybe you want to dial that back now a little bit. Maybe you have something like I do, which is an overtime fee. Is that price that you're charging still relevant? Do you need to increase it, decrease it? Whatever it might be, go through here and make sure it's all up to date and add in anything that's come up in the meantime that you can think of that your customers are asking you about. It's really helpful to have this information written out, not only for customers who might be coming to your shop, but when you get convos and messages from people asking you these questions, it's very easy to just go and copy and paste from your FAQ section rather than having to write the same stuff out over and over again. In fact, what you might want to do is actually take each of those FAQ topics and turn them into snippets in your Etsy messages, so that next time somebody asks that question, you can easily pull up that snippet and install it in that message and send it to them and save yourself a little bit of time. Now, if you want a little bit more help and guidance on this whole policy shenanigans, I have a much more in-depth video that I've done. I'll put a card to that here and I'll put a link to it in the description below. So that actually takes you step by step through all of the things you need to consider when it comes to setting up your policies. Things like, do you offer returns? What do you do when things go missing? All those sorts of things I actually walk you through, considering all those different things. So if you need a little bit more help with that, go check out that video and that'll help you get that sorted. Okay, so that is today. Let me know in the comments below when you have completed today's challenge, and give this video a thumbs up if you're enjoying the Etsy Shop Spring Clean Challenge. If you share on Instagram, make sure to tag me at Create and Thrive and use the challenge hashtags as well. tomorrow we're on to day 5, the end of our first week of the challenge. I'm looking forward to sharing it with you. And if you stumbled across this video and you don't know what I'm talking about, I'll put a link to the challenge playlist below. So if you want to, you can work through the whole thing in order from beginning to end. See you tomorrow for day 5. Bye for now.